sussing out your luck, going hard in the paint, and that's how you assert dominance.
Hey, what's up guys, it's SirTagCR, and today we're going to be showcasing a more aggressive variation of miner control. So instead of Inferno Tower and Spear Goblin Hut, you really have to rely on Hunter as your main defensive unit. The Hunter is going to be your main resource of dealing with tank decks like Golem and Giant. It's going to obliterate bridge spam, and it's going to do really well against balloon decks. When your opponent starts a tank push in the back, you really want to go Bandit opposite lane, and that's going to make them expend Elixir that's not going to go towards supporting their tank push. Another great thing about this deck is that it has Ice Golem. So while your Hunter is DPSing down the main threat of the Giant or the Golem, you really want to be utilizing the Ice Golem to pull the supporting units to the opposite lane. Pulling units to the opposite lane with your Ice Golem will ensure that your Hunter stays alive, and it will allow you to successfully clean up a Giant or Golem tank push. Another great thing about this deck is that it cycles incredibly fast at 2.6 Elixir. A lot of times after your opponent zaps that first cycle of bats, the second cycle of bats, they will not have zap in rotation, and then your bats will just get so much value. Anyway guys, this deck works in GCs and on ladder, so let's go jump straight into some high ladder games and let's assert some dominance. Alright guys, so we got a game against someone from SirTagCR, and we're going to be saucing out the good luck. We're also going to drop Ice Spirit at the bridge, and he's going to go drop a Battle Ram. So Hunter just decimates all this bridge spam decks, and I assume he's probably running bridge spam, or it might also be a 3 Musketeer deck. Regardless guys, we're going to do really well in this situation. We're going to drop Ice Golem to make sure that Bob the Barbarian and the Steven the Spear Goblin get retargeted on that, because our Ice Golem is really thick. He always takes the targeting. Ice Golem is just going to be walking up, and he's going to go in for a Golem in the back. Alright, so we're going to apply pressure. I don't really know what he has for an answer for the Bandit, but he's going to eat a lot of damage. So that's really awesome for us. And what I want to do is I want to apply a lot more pressure, go in with a Miner, and then also go in for bats. See if he has Zap. Usually they'll have arrows, and that's not really a trade that he wants to do. So he's going to go drop a Minion Horde. That means that the Golem is just going to get obliterated. Feels really good, man. That's one of the things that you always have to do with this deck. Apply constant counter pressure. And because of that, this man just felt the ramifications of that. He's going in for a Battle Ram as well. And this is really horrid for him. Despite him having a decent matchup, it's not really working so well because we applied so much counter pressure. We know he's got Goblin Gang. We could go for a Baller Predict with Log, but I don't really want to do that. He actually went right on top. You never really know where they're going with the Goblin Gang, so it's always very risky to do so. I'm going to go in with an Ice Golem, going for a Miner, having the Ice Golem tanking for the tower, and then the bats are going to get on top of the tower. He has arrows, as I expected. The Ice Golem's going to pop, and the bats are completely obliterated as well. Oh, this is such a juicy start for us, guys. I like this. We're going to also go in for Ice Spirit and then Bandit because we know that he's not back to Goblin Gang just yet. I feel like Goblin Gang is really his only ground counter. And as a result, guys, we get so much damage. So this is looking so clean for us. We're going to go in for a Hunter, drawing the minions still there. We're trying to make sure that the minions stay a little bit further back so then the Hunter is able to work on the things that are important. And the Hunter finishes off the Battle Ram first and foremost, then it starts to work on him. And with 50 seconds left, this man decides to pump up. We know for a fact that he has 3 Musketeers. We know he has Goblin Gang in cycle. If he catches us with Goblin Gang, we will end up poisoning. But because he just dropped his Goblin Gang, I can go opposite lane and just take his tower, because that is really his only anti-ground card. So everything else is flying high in the sky besides 3 Musketeers. You don't really want to drop them against the Bandits. So feels really good. I assume he's probably going to go, yep, so he's going to go drop his 3 Muskies. And what I want to do is I want to go in for a Poison. I assume the Muskies are going to be walking up relatively soon. We're going to go in for a Bandit. We're going to go in for an Ice Spirit, Ice Golem. Ice Spirit is going to actually completely vanquish everything. Ice Golem is going to pop. And this is looking pretty solid for us. All we got to do is defend the virginity here very casually. He's actually going in so hot, man. This man has no bounds. We're going to go in for an Ice Spirit. And that was an exceptionally hard push to defend, but we ended up pulling it out in the end. Good game, well played, and good luck in the rest of your ladder session. Can't believe we actually pulled out that W. He's such a sad panda, man. He's so pissed. Alright guys, so we had a game against Keyreek, and we're going to be dropping our Bandit in the back, Ice Spirit, and he's going in really hot. Level 10 Hog Rider, so this is going to be an interesting deck. Probably going to be a Mortar, actually. So this guy's pretty high up there with just a level 10 Hog Rider. Very interesting to see that. Alright, so he's going to have Mortar, Hog Rider. He hasn't dropped his Mortar quite yet, and we're just going to be holding on to the log. There's the Mortar. We're going to go opposite lane with the Bandit. You never really want to go same lane. It's very hard to get that Bandit connection when you know they have a ton of distraction units. Usually not the best case scenario. We're going to go drop our Hunter to obliterate the Hog Rider. Hog Rider does not get a single hit on our tower. And look at all that damage from the Bandit. That Bandit is the MVP of this game and the MVP in my heart. Wow, so the Mortar, it's so different to see the Mortar actually targeting that Hunter. It used to never target the Hunter. All the Spear Goblins still die, and the Hunter's shot gets a lot of damage off on the tower as well. So this is really good for us. I'm going to go in for bats. He's going to go in for Ice Spirit. We're going to go in for Ice Golem. Ice Golem's going to make sure that the bats survive. And then we're going to go in for a miner. Baited out and demanded a response with a log right there. Or not a log, but a zap. We're going to go in for our own log to make sure that the Goblin Gang ends up dying. And the bandit connects to the tower yet again, guys. This is disastrous from him. And he doesn't have log, or he doesn't have zap and cycle because our cycle is just so much faster. Feels really bad. And as I said, guys, this deck is so OP. We're going to get back to another Ice Golem, and he's going to get 0 damage with Mortar. If you guys are having trouble with Mortar, you guys are seeing, there is no way for him to ever get through. We're going to go in for another bandit. We kind of botched that bandit connection. It should have been dropped right there. I don't know why I dropped it so far back. But regardless, guys, the bandit's going to dash right on through. He went in for another zap, but it didn't matter. Guys, let me know in the comment section, do you feel that bandit should actually get its charge or its dash stopped by a zap or a log, regardless of what state it is? And because a lot of times, when it's just dashing and goes through the log or the zap like nothing happened, I feel like it should get stopped by that. That's just my personal predilection and my personal preference. You guys let me know down below in the comment section how you feel about it. We're going to go in for another bandit. We're going to go in for a poison. And there's really not too much he can do. He can go in for a hog rider. He's probably going to go in for a zap. But he used the zap on defense to make sure that the bandit doesn't take his tower. So that means, like, it was a double-edged sword, right? He had to make sure that the bandit didn't end up taking his tower. But at the same time, he had to take my tower. I feel like I would have taken my tower if I was him. But he just didn't want to, I guess. We're going to go in for an Ice Spirit. We're going to go in for another cycle of bats. And I don't think he's back to zap just yet. He goes in for a rocket. Hog rider doesn't even get a hit. Guys, are we going to assert dominance to the fullest extent? Are we going to 3-crown this man? It would feel really bad to get 3-crowned in a ladder match. Oh, it's going to happen, though. Good game, well played, and good luck in the rest of your ladder session, my man. He's a very sad panda, and I feel him. All right, guys, so we got a game against Abe #1, so I wonder if this man is actually #1, or if he's just proclaiming that in his name. I don't know. I feel like if you have to say you're #1, you're probably not #1. We're going to go in for bats, and we're also going for a miner on top of the pump. He went in for a pump in the back, so, all right, very interesting deck. He's going to go in for a zap as well. Unfortunately for us, the mini P.E.K.K.A. just obliterated our miners. So that is a very sad panda moment. We're going to go in for a bandit on defense, also going for an ice golem. We're trying to time that to make sure that the bandit is actually not going to get a hit from the mini P.E.K.K.A. Keeping that alive is really nice for us. We're going to go in for a log to make sure that the bandit gets a dash off on the tower. Oh, barely, guys. We barely botched it. Unfortunate. We're going for an Ice Spirit to make sure that the bats don't do us dirty. And he goes in for a freeze. Okay. All right. Well, oops, the BM. All right. We see you, dude. We're just going to sauce out the well played. Okay, dude. We have identified that you are a BMer. You're going to get the sauce back, man. After we win this game, you're going to feel the burn of the BM. I'm sorry, dude. Actually, I'm not sorry. You deserved it. We're going to go in for a bandit right now on top of the princess. He's going to drop Goblin Gang. We probably want to log that. I didn't want to go in for a pre-log as always. I feel like sometimes you should identify that the bandit's going to lock on and not drop the Goblin Gang. But if we went in for the pre-log, we would have actually got on top of the tower. It would have been pretty sick. We're going to go in for another Ice Spirit. He's going to go in for another freeze, I assume. Not going to freeze it? Okay. All right, dude. We see you. We see you. Going in for a miner plus bats. We know that he is pump, but I feel like he's probably not going to drop his pump anytime soon. We're going for an Ice Golem to make sure that the mini P.E.K.K.A. is kind of the opposite lane. And then we're going to try to... Oh, dude. I really wanted that Ice Golem to be completely healthy and then also tank for this bandit. We're going to go in for a log now. And now the bandit definitely gets to dash off on our tower for the troubles of us. That is awesome. That's a lot of damage. That's what I like to see, guys. So we're going to go in for another miner. Trying to catch him. I assume he's probably going to drop another mini P.E.K.K.A. But he doesn't actually drop the mini P.E.K.K.A. So that's a lot of damage. And that's a positive elixir trade. OJ would be so proud, man. We're going to go in for an Ice Spirit. Going in for a Hunter. Also Ice Golem. And I assume he's going to go drop the freeze. There it is. We're going to have to drop bats on defense. The bats will eradicate the Hog Rider. Oh my gosh, I should have dropped Bandit. I really should have dropped Bandit. But last time, every single time, right, he has went and dropped the Goblin Gang. So this time, we're going to go in for a pre-log. And we finessed the Goblin Gang because he doesn't drop any other counters. So I don't know why he did that to himself, but we got a lot of damage there. So it feels good, man. I assume he's definitely going to take the right-hand tower. I mean, it's a veracity, right? There's no way we defend that. Maybe, actually. I'm going to try to. So he just went in for a zap. I don't know if he'll be able to cycle back to it. We're going to try to take the left-hand tower right now. And we're going to go in for a log as well. He's got to go in for a Hog Rider if he wants to take it. And I don't know if he's going to have it in time. No, he's definitely going to cycle back to his zap. Yeah, he's back to zap. Rip, man. Feels bad. But we got a lot of damage off on the left-hand side. He's probably going to go in for a freeze relatively soon. We're going in for our Hunter. We're going in for the Bandit on defense. And he's getting a lot of damage off on us, but he didn't go in for a freeze. So I'm going to go in for a miner in a spot that's very predictable, but it gets me the most damage. Yeah, probably a very bad idea. I should have went up top. I thought that this man wouldn't know. I underestimated this, sir. So we're going to go in for Ice Golem to make sure that the bats spawn around that. We're going to go in for a Hunter. He's probably going to freeze it. We're going to go in for a Bandit. I hope he freezes it and overcommits. He doesn't, though. He's actually still going to lose this game, though, and we're going to sauce out a lot of well plays and the crying face, because you know, this man BM'd me a little bit early on. We got to bounce back. All right, guys, so we got a game against Jamie, and I'm going to be saucing out the Ice Spirit at the bridge. He is saucing out a good luck. We're going to reciprocate, and we're going to see what's up. So he's not really dropping anything at the start. Oh, there's a Muskie, so probably going to be 2.6 Hog Rider. I would assume it's going to be that. We're going to go for a Bandit in the back. He might go in for a Fireball, but that frees up a Hunter for us. So I really want to see what he's rocking. I don't know for a fact. All right, this is something crazy. High ladder with Barbarians. What is this man running? What are you doing, sir? So we got to go in for a Miner, unfortunately, on top of the Musketeer. Otherwise, the Musketeer would just obliterate our Hunter, and we can't have that happen here, guys. Really not about that life. Hunter is just going to eat the Santa Claus alive like a snack. Then we're going for an Ice Spirit. So we know that this guy is Barbarians, Musketeer, Giant. Really an oddball deck, to say the least. Really can't believe it, actually. Fortunately, the Hunter will finish off everything, and it does get a shotgun hit off on the tower. So we are ahead on damage, and I've identified his deck correctly. So I'm going to go with the Bandit. He's probably going to go in for Barbarians. I hope he drops them so I can get a poison value. He's definitely going to have to drop something. And he drops a Musketeer. Oh my gosh, what are you doing, sir? I really was expecting Barbarians, but I guess not. So we're chilling. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go drop an Ice Spirit, and then I'm going to kite that to the opposite lane with an Ice Golem. So this is going to work out rather nicely for me. And he's going to pump up. That's going to bait out a poison, unfortunately. You know, I feel like I'm too many cards out of cycle. We could potentially go in for a Bandit and then go in for an Ice Spirit and then Miner. Yeah, actually, all right. We're going to go back to a Miner. So we're going to apply a lot of pressure here. And he's going to drop Barbarians, but does he have anything for the bats? I don't think he's back to Zap just yet. So he's going to go after and drop Archers. Archers in the lane that he's not working towards is something that he doesn't want to do, obviously. So I'm going to go in for an Ice Golem on defense. We outcycle the Zap, as I said before, guys. It's so easy to outcycle Zaps when they just don't have a fast cycle. We're going to go in for a Bandit to make sure that Bob the Barbarian doesn't get too frisky with our tower. And I assume he's going to drop a Giant on defense. No, he's going to go drop a Musketeer. That's poison value, so we got to take that for sure. We're going to go in for Bats, and we know he's going to zap them, so we got to go in for an Ice Spirit immediately. And then we're going to go in for an Ice Golem yet again on defense. So the Ice Golem's going to make sure that the Musketeer doesn't go too hard in the paint on us. And then we're going to go in for a Miner on defense yet again. So we're going to have to go in for Poison. We're not really expecting him to drop Barbarians or just there. So he's definitely not back to Zap yet again. So the Barbarians are going to meet a really gruesome fate. That is solid for us. And he hasn't really went in with anything. I think he's got 3 Musketeers, but he just hasn't dropped them. I'm really perplexed by that, actually. We're going for Ice Spirit. We're going to have to go in for a Poison potentially. And the Poison is going to make sure that we do really well against the Musketeer. Musketeer's not going to get any damage on us. And I like how this looks, actually. We're just going to have to go in for Ice Golem to push the Dark Prince back. Doesn't get too many more hits off on us. And we're going to go in for a Miner. So we're going to start Miner chipping this man out. I assume he's going to drop Bob the Barbarian right on top of the Miner. He kind of has to, right? Alright, he hasn't yet. I don't really know what he's doing anymore. This guy's wild, guys. We're going to have to go in for a Poison on defense and then just drop an Ice Golem. As long as the Hunter goes and does work to Santa, then we're fine. Santa's just not allowed to thrive here. It's not Christmas anymore. Just get out of here with that Santa Claus. We're going for another Miner, and we're going for a Log. There's nothing that he has. He did not predict the inside corner. That inside corner is pivotal. Whenever you need that damage, guys, inside corner, it's the least predictable, and it also gets there the fastest. So we're going to say good game, well played, and good luck in the rest of your ladder session, my man. And that's actually where I'm going to end today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for chilling with me, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Peace out.